So next topic is very interesting. Bircas Hallanos. Hallanos. The obligation. Okay. In springtime, we recite special blessing of fruit-bearing tree. This blessing praises Hashem for providing us with delicious fruit, which is a luxury. Since we could have existed without it. So people can do without fruits, but it's luxury, pleasant, different taste. We enjoy it. Okay. The blessing is very highly regarded. Is very highly regarded as by the Mekubalim, right? So the Mekubal is the one who is studying the Kabbalah, right? And should not be taken lightly. Therefore, even though one is technically not obligated to look for a tree on which to make the blessing, it is recommended to do so. Many poskim feel that women are obligated in this blessing as well. It is not considered bound by time because it depends on the availability of the individual tree and not on the time of the year. Okay, so usually we do in a time of Nisan, in the months of Nisan. I mean, it depends where in the world you live. If it's in the time of Nisan, it's too late for you. So of course, you have to do it earlier, right? So it's very interesting. Even women are obligated because why? It's Kabbalistic reasons, stuff like that, and it's not exactly bound by time. You have a long time, like a period of time, or I don't know, depends on the region where you live, maybe 3 weeks or something. It takes 30 seconds, one minute tops to say this blessing. And when she has a small children, when she goes outside, if she goes there by a tree, and usually in Jewish communities where I live, they post like the map, especially religious people. Of course, they want you to come to next to the tree and say the blessing. And guess what? They even hang several blessings, where they illuminate it, right? And hang it on a tree branch. So you need to bring your cedar, or remember, you just come, you see the blessing, you say the blessing, and it's good for you, it's good for them. They help you to do the blessing. Okay, very interesting. Or it does not have to be Jewish only. Like if you know, like from your neighbors, they have apple tree. They have I have apple tree like not too far from me. I think Chinese own that house and other people, right? I have pear, like the different trees. So you just have to find out, like you be ready when the time comes. Be ready to say this blessing. Continue. Next topic, in Chodesh Nisan or in blossom time. The Gemara states that the bracha is made in the months of Nisan, as we said, right? However, in the parts of the world when spring does not come during the months of Nisan, people may recite blessing whenever the tree blooms. So we say only when it blooms, right? When it stops blooming, it's too late, okay? And it has to be like tree bearing, fruit bearing tree, right? Not any tree that blooms. Likewise, many feel that even in location when the spring is in Nisan, we are allowed to recite the blessing even after the month is over. Right? Piski Teshuvas. Of course, I mean, if you still have these trees, if it was longer winter, stuff like that, okay, there is no problem. So if they're still blooming, you're allowed to say. In any case, the bracha is recited once a fruit tree has blossomed and the buds are visible. So two conditions. So it's blossoming and the buds are visible. Some poskim state that the bracha should not be recited on Shabbos. Okay, various reasons are given. We're afraid that one might pick a flower from the tree and smell it. Okay. So they say don't do it. Or one might carry a cedar to the tree in an area without an eruv. So they do not want you to be Michal Shabbos because of this blessing. Well, you can do it another day. So that's why some poskim say don't do it on Shabbos. Other feels that based on the Kabbalah, the blessing should not be recited on Shabbos. Okay, so if you have all these paskim plus Kabbalah, so don't do it basically. However, many paskim feel that it is permitted. Therefore, it is preferable to find a time to do so on a weekday. If that is too difficult, one may do so on Shabbos. So as I said, in my neighborhood, when they this Jewish street, actually not in my neighborhood, it's a little further walk, but if they have this blessing hanging on a tree like a big ladder, so you can stay on this side of the fence and you can see the blessing, there is no problem whatsoever. You're not carrying, you're not going to touch somebody else's property because it's behind the fence, so there is no problem. Therefore, it's preferable to find the time on a weekday. If it's too difficult, one may do so on Shabbos. Likewise, the last day of Nisan is Shabbos. The Brachos should be recited then. So if you so for Nisan, since some poskim contend that the Bracha may be recited only during the Nisan, but again, it depends on the region where you live.